Okay, I'm continuing the examples here. Thank you for following along. Here we go. Copy the problem if you were not able to print this worksheet out. Remember, you can pause the video, you can rewind it, you can watch it over. All right, let's go. Substitution method. That's what we're doing. You're substituting what? One equation into the other. See, this one says y is equal to this. That's how you know which one goes into the one that has the variable alone, and it says y is equal to or x is equal to. This is going to be substituted into the other equation. I don't have a value for x yet, so I have to find that. I have to find the coordinate and the value for y. So let me get this one here. That is 8x plus 2y equals -4, right? Copy it correctly. You're going to substitute here for y. This y is you're going to be putting it there. So when I rewrite this equation, it'll be 8x plus 2, and instead of y, you're going to replace it 2 times y, but the value of y, you tell me what goes there, and don't forget equals -4. What goes in there for substitution method? Well, y equals 4x plus 14. This is where we did the substitute. Substitute for y. And then it goes right there. All right, let's continue. What do you do from here? 8x plus 2 parentheses 4x plus 14 equals -4. Well, you're going to distribute. Remember to distribute that. The 2 has to be multiplied to everything in here. 8x plus 2 times 4x is another 8x plus 2 times 14 is 28 equals -4. All of this is on one side, so I can combine like terms. These are like terms, they're on the same side. So that's going to come out to be 8x plus 8x, 16x plus 28 equals -4. And then how do we finish this, or how do we continue and solve for x? Subtract 28 from both sides. You're left with 16x equals -4 and -28. When you add two negatives, you add them and it stays negative, so -32. And when you divide by 16, you're going to get x equals -2. Found one of the coordinates. Not finished. Remember, these problems, you have to find two answers, or two coordinates, two values. It took me all this work to just find one of them. I know, it's a lot of work, but it's not, it's doable. Okay, now actually the easy part is once you have one to find the other, right? Once you have one, remember, how do you find the other one once you have one of them? Well, let's see, I know that x is equal to 2. I know that x is equal to -2. And remember, you go back up here and you got to choose one of these equations. Obviously, like I said earlier, you want to choose the one that looks easier, right? Smaller numbers. I'm going to choose this one. The y is equal to 4x plus 14. So remember, once you find that first coordinate, that first value, you got to go back to your system and pick one of the two. Pick one of the two, the easier looking one. It doesn't matter which one. You'll actually still get the right answer. And now you're going Substitute again. You got to substitute again now for this value that we know. Substitute. And again, that's why this is called substitution method. You're going to substitute the x. And when you do all that, and I copy this over with the substitution, I'm going to have y is equal to 4 times something, but I'm not going to put x, plus 14. What are you going to put there for that x? Well, x is what? Negative 2. Negative 2. And see, now you'll be able to do this, finish this, and get the value for y, the coordinate. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 plus 14. You're going to get y is equal to negative 8 plus 14, or 14 take away 8 is a positive 6. Is that it? No. Remember, the solution has to be presented in the form of a coordinate. X goes first, then y. Don't write it the other way. Don't write 6 negative 2. That's saying a different answer. Okay, here's our solution. This is understood. This is understood that this one's the x and this one's the y. Yeah? This one's the x and this is the y. But you don't have to write it. You just do it, write it like that. It's understood. X is negative 2, y is 6. Okay, the last two. The last two are actually just a little bit different. Right? The first two were the easy ones. The second one were actually like maybe even, well, like the medium, and these are going to be like a little bit different, but they're not any harder. They're not any more difficult. Okay, 5 and 6. Let's do 5. So copy it, pause it here, copy it. When you're ready, play the video. Okay. What do you do when they both say this? See, this is a special case. Pay attention. They both say y is equal to, and they both say, and then the other one says y is equal to, or it can say x is equal to, x is equal to. How do you know which one to substitute where? Well, pretty much this y and this y, since they're equal to each other, since y is equal to itself, you're going to put this part in one of them, and you're going to put this one on this other side. So since y is equal to itself, I'm going to say this first y, which is what? What is this? Negative 6x minus 1 is equivalent, or is equal to, and then the other y, well, the other y is what though? The other y is 5x minus 12. When you see a system like that, when they give you the same variables already like equal like that, then just put those two equal to each other. You put this expression equal to this other expression for the other one, and you set it equal to each other. Now let me go back. Remember, keep in mind what your task is here. Your task is you still have to find an x answer and a, x coordinate and a y coordinate. All right. So I don't have any of them yet. I don't know y and I don't know x, but here now I'm able to solve for x. Now I got the value of, I got x variables on both sides of the equation, right? Here's the equal sign, here's the right side, here's the left side. I don't want variables on different sides. So your job is to move all the variables to one side. If you remember how to solve equations, which you should, all the variables get moved to one side and all the numbers get moved to the other side. And I like to do this, and I hope you practice this. First, I'm going to select which side to move the variables. Well, maybe you're used to always moving the variables to the left. That's fine. And if you don't know this little trick, I'm going to tell you right now. Whenever you have to move anything that's on one side of an equation to the other side of the equation, you can do it, right? I'm going to make two moves. If I move this positive 5x over to this side, all you have to do is change the sign. So if this is 5x positive here, And I now move it to this side. On this side of the equation is going to be what? Not positive 5x. It's going to be negative 5x. It changes sign. It's the same thing if I do minus 5x and minus 5x. See, it'll still come up over here. But it's just kind of a quicker way. But some people forget to change the sign. So sometimes that's why I don't like to show it. But some people can handle it, and I'm sure you can handle it. Whenever something's on one side, a number or a variable, and you need it to be moved to the other side, it's fine. You can move it, but you have to change the sign. Change the sign, right? Everybody see this is positive here. I moved it to this side, and now it's negative. So I got the variables here. Do I want this number here? No, I don't want the number here. I want the numbers to go to that side of the equation. I'm going to circle it and draw an arrow. But if that's a negative 1 and you're moving it to the other side, you better not be negative 1 over here. Remember? I have negative 6x minus 5x equals negative 12. And now this negative 1, when you move it over, you better not write negative 1. It changes to a positive 1. All right, this is the way to solve equations, right? You want all the variables on one side, numbers on the other side. When you combine like terms, that'll be negative 11x equals, and when you combine like terms, that'll be negative 11. And you divide by negative 11, and you get x equals positive 1. Okay? Are we finished? Nope. Remember, you found one of them. You gotta have the two parts. You gotta have the two letters. Again, sometimes it's A and B, sometimes it's C and D, M and N, R and T, whatever. But this worksheet just happens to use X and Y all the time. Okay. How do we do it again when we find one to find the other? What do we have to do to find the other coordinate? Remember, you got to go back up here and choose. Choose an equation to work with. Choose one of these, whichever one you think looks easier. Okay, so y is equal to, I'm going to choose 5x minus 12. And I just found out right here that x is what? X is 1. So you put 1 right here, 5 times 1. Right, you substitute. And then you're going to be able to find the other one, the other coordinate. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 take away 12. Y is equal to negative 7. Okay, so our solution is 1, negative 7. Remember that x goes first and then the y. Okay, that is it. Those are the notes. Again, the good thing about the videos is you can go back, you can rewatch it, and don't forget you have the assignment on this. So the worksheet's there. If you can print it out, great, print it out. If you can't, then again, just copy the problems. Okay, good luck.